Welcome back to the classroom with Architect Mark, and today we're going to be talking about editing solids or solids editing. Uh, we're basically going to talk about a single panel within the 3D tools. Um, what's this? Tab group. So what these are after you generated like models, you can do operations on them. It's just like trimming, or it's basically doing operational commands in 3D. So we've got our timer ready. We've got our classroom also ready. So let's go. Turn this on. Let's start the lecture. So this is the uh, section in question, and we can see here that all of these are blue, which means it affects polygons. These orange ones affect meshes. So some in an important categorization that you would encounter if you're using another or alternate 3D programs as well. So let's start off by putting a box on around this size. Let's try and make it like a cube. And then let's find out how big this is. Right, so we've got one side at 156 units. So it's not very large. Let's also turn it to a nicer looking color, let's say green. And that's too much. Just choose, just choose this orange here. Okay, we can work with this. All right, so back to this panel, we have a press pull, which is basically something very close to SketchUp users. It allows us to press and pull a face by a visual feedback, or by identifying a value like say 50. So now our original cube-like structure has extended out 50 on this side. So it works as long as there is a normal to apply the press on, and there's always normals to do that. Now the next one here on the list is offset edge, which allows us to identify a face. See here, select face. Let's say we want this lower one. And then specify either visually or through value how much we want the offset to affect our face. So let's say that we want it that much. We can now use a press pull on the outer and on the inner separately. So that's press pull. Press pull and offset edge. There's also fillet edge, which allows us to create a radius like this. So right now it's using an earlier radius. It should default to 0, but let's re-identify the radius by pressing R and then saying we want the radius to be just around 30 units. So we can select more edges and apply the fillet at all of them at once. So we can just commit the command and then that leaves us with this model right here. So the other edge is not curved because only these ones are we were able to select. Of course, we would have been able to select those as well had we not been in what do you call this, conceptual mode? Yep. If you were on wireframe, we can actually select that edge also. So let's try that now. Fillet edge, and then select this edge and then commit it twice. So now all of them are rounded off. So let's go back to conceptual view so you can see it better. And let's try out the slice command that we have here. So right now this is a single object. Now it wants us to select an object to slice, and we'll use this. Then you're gonna identify a slicing plane by, you have a lot of options here. So let's just say we want to slice it using 3 points. So you could have a planar object on the ready and then just select that. But since we don't have one, let's identify a cutting plane. So first point, and then second point on the plane, and then a third point on the plane. This would determine where the plane will lie. And then right now, keep both sides is on. I think you can't. Oh, if you specify a point on the desired side, so if you go either left or right, one gets deleted. So let's try this first before saying both. We can undo this anyway. So we desire this side to keep only, and so the other side immediately is deleted. Now if we undo that and try it again, slice command, this object, 3 points will be this, this, and this. Those identify a cutting plane basically on the center of this object. And then if you say keep both sides, now we have two separate entities right here, which we can move. There. Okay, what else do we have? We have interfere, which is basically where two objects collide. So let's do a rotation on this one so that we can have them hit each other. Move it a little bit forward. There we go. And let's say we want the, wait, this is different from intersect. What is interfere? First set of objects, so let's select these two. Second set of objects. Huh. Okay. Interfere is quite new, so let's not dabble onto that right now. Since we do have the others. Union allows us to, so let's, to illustrate these other operations, we need several copies of this thing. Let's make foreground. So this is the original. These are now Boolean operations, these three. So first, if you say union, you select these two objects, they will be unified completely. And then discarding the history of the object. Subtract allows us to remove a part of the first object that we select. So subtract, let's select this object, and then select this object to subtract from that object. The command line was a bit vague here, but okay. So you should be reading this when it's coming up over here. So the first selection was where we would subtract from, and then the next object selection was the regions or objects that we will subtract. All right, so it deleted a part of that there. Finally, we have intersect here, and if we command intersect, select both of them, only where they meet will be maintained. And as such, since these are the same objects, if we move that, it will be a perfect match and close that up. So we have union, subtraction, and intersection. These other hidden commands, you generally won't be using these anyway, but they're here available for you if you want to check them out as well. Before press pull was a thing, there was something called a face extrusion or something like that. And it allowed the same thing to happen. So Boolean operations, these also exist within other programs and are practically key to some very hard to create volumes because it applies a very straightforward, a little bit destructive operation which allows us for more complex designs like this one we've seen here. So this could be like a peg or some screw hole or something, very specific peg or a key. So that's the entire 12 minutes and we'll wrap it up on time for first. And yep, I will see you guys in the next video where we will discuss, I think, just the last part, which is a little bit of rendering here. We will not spend too much time on that anyway. So I will see you guys again. Take care. Bye bye.